A very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here between the New York Jets and the Minnesota Vikings. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. Returning from his end zone is Ty Johnson. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Play action, Tannehill.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks.
And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football.
Part of why they came to this week with a winning record is that they feed off of mistakes like this, and now it's a prime opportunity. Just moments in the game to get a short field touchdown off of their big defensive play. Now, on the other side, they were hurting the underdog in this one. They just made their uphill battle just a little bit tougher.
Following the interception, Cousins. Touchdown, Vikings! Jordan Reagor, his second touchdown on the season. And the Vikings use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. And Joseph on for the extra point. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Out of the end zone comes Johnson.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30. He's at the 40. Past the 20. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Jets. That's a great response. You give up the first score of the game, but you go right down yourselves and get the equalizer.
I just had a flashback there. I remember playing in a game like that in college where one of my teammates had said in the media that week, the opposite team would be lucky to cross our goal line. They crossed it in the first minute of the game. On our first offensive play, we scored to answer back. Something similar to what we just saw there.
Very similar to what we just saw. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
Nwangu now from his end zone.
And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
From the 24, Cousins. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted.
And the Jets are going to take possession of the football.
It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll fake it. Now Tannehill. That is caught by Mims. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Jet first down.
And that's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive, come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to 2 people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Now the first running back drafted in April. Ball has it knocked loose.
And this belongs to the Vikings.
The start of this game has me doing flashbacks. I remember when I was playing and seeing a similar start.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. The fumble on first down. Now here's 2nd down.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Tannehill. Touchdown Jets.
Garrett Wilson.
An 11-yard touchdown.
And the Jets have taken the lead. Garibay on to attempt the point after.
It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter.
Garibay back out there now to send this one away.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ballgame.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
12 yards there, first down Vikings. Now look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. they couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Meanwhile, Cousins' throw complete to his receiver, Thielen. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. This defense for the Jets, they put together a strong effort last week in the win over Chicago.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and try to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
An awful lot of congestion in the middle third of the field, but how about our defensive tackle right there? He didn't just hold the line, he provided some push and smacked the ball carrier down for a loss.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted.
And the Jets will take over here just shy of the 30.
Well, they're certainly not giving much help to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a first down.
Here we go.
A give running right is Hall. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Now Tannehill. He completes it to Wilson. They'll give him 4 yards there. And 3rd and 8 now.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Here's Tannehill.
Oh, he's going up top for Wilson.
That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York.
Garrett Wilson
with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season.
And the Jets have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. The extra point up and good by Garibay.
And it's now 21-7.
Vikings 7. Jonathan Garibay to kick off.
Garibay back out there now to send this one away. Nwangu now from his end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the Plague did on the last one.
A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score.
Vikings 7.
Still 9 remaining on second down.
From the gun, here's Cousins. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted.
And the Jets are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you're throwing this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Now a play fake, and it's Tannehill.
He's got this one completed to Mims. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
Denzel Mims. A gain of 10 yards. And it's third down.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though.
They'll run with Hall.
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
On 1st down, right back to Hall.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the Vikings' 37-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Option play, here's Hall.
Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
On 3rd, here's an option play right.
On 3rd down, here's Hall.
And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the 1st down marker.
We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
On the return, the Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, we're having a tough patch.
This too shall pass. This too shall pass. And it finally kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here.
And he's across the 45. It'll be second down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
On second down, Cook. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. He handed it off there, but I don't really know if he would have kept it or tried to do anything else if it would have mattered.
Yeah, it's not always a wrong read when a play gets stacked up. Sometimes they're just at the line of scrimmage. There's just too many bodies to maneuver.
And as a result, now they're looking at a 4th down.
Yellow, yellow, yellow. Go ahead.
Cousins to throw for it on 4th. Open man, it's Rager. He's got it. And he is going to pick up the Vikings' first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Cousins now. That is caught by Thielen. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Working out of the gun, Cousins. Catch is made here by Irv Smith Jr.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line.
Play fake, Cousins. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Jets are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line.
Well, this is just crazy. He's got 3 interceptions, Charles, and we haven't even departed the first half of this ballgame.
I think if you're looking at the stats right now, you're saying, all right, who's the leading receiver? Well, can you flip it around and say that maybe he is and could be for the game the way that things are going right now? I think if it's him, he wants to be on the field at all times.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Tannehill.
Open man downfield is Davis.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. From the red zone now, Tannehill.
Throw left side, taken in by Mims. And the Jets are going to have 1st and goal coming up as he's out of bounds right around the 5-yard line.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Tannehill throwing again. toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. On second and goal, Tannehill to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
All right, Captain. It's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on third and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you kind of run out of your running plays, fire another one into the end zone.
The final shot here before the break, Tannehill. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Nice call by the defense there on third down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
Garabay's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Jets on top as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. Nuwanger now from his end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
They look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive. But maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
On second down, Cousins again. He'll fire it deep for Rager. And he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one going to fall incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
On third down, Cousins finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. Give him 22 there on the third down conversion.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots.
And now here's another interception. Picked off by Ashton Davis. And the Jets are going to take possession of the football.
Well, I certainly think that we're seeing a big reason why this team has struggled to put points on the board so far, because too many of their drives have ended in turnovers already, and we still have almost a full half of football yet to play.
That is caught. It's Uzomah. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. That one goes for 30 yards. action. It's Tannehill. Throw left side complete. That's Hall. Touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Ryan Tannehill.
And the Jets are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point up and good by Garibay.
And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27.
Garibay back out there now to send this one away. Nwangu now from his end zone.
And all deep in his own territory, coughs up the football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secure. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. To throw, Cousins rolling to his right. He'll dump this off to Cook.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Here's Cousins.
And boy, another ill-advised throw there as that will wind up incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try to pick up another 1st down.
Cousins again. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Now Cousins.
That's going to be caught along the sideline, and what a job of keeping his feet in bounds. They say that's a catch.
Another good completion on the drive as the Vikings have a 1st down. Cousins. And he'll find Thielen on the right side.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Cousins. This is Smith with a grab. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. It's a gain of 22 as we tick towards 2:22 on the clock.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long. But a nice throw there for...
It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Mike Williams
from 10 yards out.
And the Vikings get a bit closer. Joseph connects on the extra point.
And the lead now down to 20.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Well, they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead, and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents. Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll fake it. Now Tannehill. That's caught by his tight end, Uzomah.
On the move past the 40. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
I'm seeing a lot of guys shaking their heads on defense right now, particularly in the secondary. And when you see that going on, that is never a good sign. But it's understandable. They've been shredded so far.
Now a 1st down throw, Tannehill. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Make that now 4 touchdown passes for Ryan Tannehill.
And the Jets will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Extra point up and good by Garibay.
And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27.
Vikings 14. Jonathan Garibay to kick off.
Garibay back out there now to send this one away. Nwangu now from his end zone. And not a good return at all. Down inside the 10, all the way back at the 7.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards. He's airing it out for Williams. And then he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. Cousins to throw it. That is caught. It's Williams.
Finding space at the 40. Now he's loose at the 40.
Shreds him with a stiff arm. And he will finally be taken down. But how about that play? It's a big one. On the final act of the 3rd quarter. We have played 3 quarters. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Off the play fake, Cousins. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Again, it's Cousins. Throw right side, complete to Williams.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
This offense on 3rd down today, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Open man, it's Rager. He's got it. And the Vikings are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
They'll run with Cook, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Dalvin Cook
Halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. And the Vikings go coast to coast. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. It's caught inside the 10. And he gets into the end zone. We'll give him credit. They're not going to take this deficit lying down. They get too closer here on the fake extra point.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
Let's go.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted, so they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
Give him 4 yards there, but still in a big hole. 3rd and long. They'll fake the handoff. Now Tannehill. He'll air this one out for Mims. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's the Jets punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Returnable here from the 38. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10. A first down throw for Cousins.
Open right side, complete to Rager.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Now Cousins. And my goodness, another interception.
And the Jets will take over possession here up at the 44. With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys have been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
A good start to the drive. Here's that's caught out on the left side. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A really good pickup of 28 yards. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Not too many missteps in the red zone thus far. He was going for his 5th touchdown pass. His man couldn't shake free there, but boy, you know he's going to take another shot before this one's over.
Yeah, exactly, because you know 3 is good, 4 is excellent. You get 5, that's a whale of a game.
This pass out wide to Hall.
And out of bounds right around the 20. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And that'll bring up 4th down.
A short game that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before. Here we go on 4th. Tannehill. And that is caught. But he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge. Incomplete. The Jets try it, but the fourth down play is over. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Now, this game went off the rails early for them and never really got back on track. And these fans, they were expecting to be on the other side of the scoreboard. But that is not the case as we play on here in this fourth quarter. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence.
And now here's another interception.
Picked up by Jamel Dean.
And the Jets are going to take possession of the football. The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he had won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer, the last to do it in 2001, to throw 7 picks.
Here you go, right here.
Now a play fake, and it's Tannehill. And Mims has got it. Touchdown, Jets. 8 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Jets are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. Extra point up and good by Garibay. And that will bump the lead up to 26. Garibay back out there now to send this one away. Nwangu now from his end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Play action now, Cousins. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Jamel Dean. And the Jets are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. Straight ahead is Hall. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Tannehill going to throw it. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Off play action, Tannehill. And he'll just get rid of it.
Their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
He has a man. It's complete to Wilson.
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Play action. It's Tannehill. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier. He wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up, but he certainly will have some explaining to do.
That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Now Tannehill on 3rd and goal. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback. Run those extra defenders on the field. Dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit in the football.
On 4th down, Tannehill. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert it, and they turn it over. They had the play call on 4th and goal, but it's dropped in the end zone. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. One last shot now for Cousins.
That'll be caught. It's Rager.
And they take this up near the 30 before he's taken down. So it's a victory here for the New York Jets. And it